Hey, yo, what up? It's your boy. You know, there are lots of times where I see people outside of the otaku echo chamber making an outcry about a medium that they clearly don't understand. And that's all well and fine. Everybody has their own opinions. If you don't give a fuck about anime or manga or any of that weeb stuff and you just want to stay out of it and you think everyone who likes it is a weirdo psycho, then hey, that's your prerogative, dog. That's not going to stop us from enjoying the mediums that we know are clearly fine for the most part and aren't better or worse than any other medium out there. But when they try to restrict this medium that they clearly don't understand, using the most dogshit excuses to justify their dumb reasonings, that's when your boy has to come out and tell these people to back the fuck off. You've probably seen this story rolling around on YouTube recently because a number of small and large creators have talked about it, but Florida parents call for Assassination Classroom manga to be banned from school libraries due to its depictions of violence. Are we really doing this? Are we really going back to the whole video games kill people type thing? Are we really going back to the rock and roll is the devil's music type thing? Are we really doing this? This is 2023. Everybody has access to the internet. I thought people in general were getting smarter about this kind of stuff. But of course, it just happened to be in Florida because of course it happened to be in Florida. According to the Florida Standard, just days after a transgender man robbed 6 people, including 3 children, of their lives at the Covenant School in Green Hills, Nashville, parents in the Hillsborough County Public Schools District began filing complaints over the school's library carrying copies of Assassination Classroom due to its depiction of students actively trying to kill their teacher. Okay. Hold the hell up. First of all, this parents council, this whatever this council at this school decided on, thinking that Assassination Classroom was depicting this kind of thing, have, for one, clearly never read Assassination Classroom, because if you even take a look at the first couple of pages of Assassination Classroom, you can see that the teacher in question that the students are trying to kill is a goddamn alien. Not only is he an alien, but he is an alien who is set on the course of destroying the Earth after he blew 2/3 of the moon apart just for shits and giggles. Obviously, there is a deeper reasoning behind his motives, but I'm not going to say it in this video because spoilers, and you should definitely go read or watch Assassination Classroom. It is a banger, boys. So you're probably thinking to yourself, well, then what is the reasoning behind it? Where is your source? What is it about Assassination Classroom that is apparently giving a bad influence to children? Well, it says here, according to Julie Gebhards, I guess one of the concerned parents, says, it's stating the obvious to say that the theme of this book series is disturbing in light of the prevalence of school violence. While the books have fictitious characters, the settings are realistic. The settings are realistic. Did this woman really say that a setting of an alien being a teacher in a school full of assassins is realistic? Anybody who has read any amount of manga can tell you that the realistic manga out there don't usually make it onto Shonen Jump, because Shonen Jump mostly comprises of very, very fictitious settings that are absolutely not realistic. The only realistic thing about Assassination Classroom is that it's based in a school, and schools are a real thing. Like, the most realistic Shonen Jump manga that I can think of off the top of my head is probably something like Slam Dunk or any of the sports manga that don't have overused and ridiculous power-ups, but you don't see people killing each other in Slam Dunk now, do they? I love as well, she questions after arguing this dumb non-argument, saying, why do we have 70 copies of Assassination Classroom in middle schools? I don't know, because it's a good fucking manga, that's why. According to the Florida Standard, Yusei Matsui's Assassination Classroom is available in numerous middle and high schools throughout the district. At the time of their article's writing, 45 volumes of the manga were being actively checked out of school libraries by students. I mean, I don't know why they're highlighting the whole middle and high schools thing, because it seems that whoever was responsible in the library of getting the Assassination Classroom manga clearly understood that middle schools and high schools are the core demographic of Assassination Classroom. This stuff is serialized in Shonen Jump, aka perfect for people in middle and high schools. At least be happy that it was Assassination Classroom, like an actually good, enjoyable, and fun manga to read, unlike, you know, something like Akamega Kill, which is clearly insinuating you to kill people way more than Assassination Classroom ever did in its serialization. Interestingly, these parents were not alone in their efforts to get Assassination Classroom removed from school libraries, as the non-profit group Citizens Defending Freedom, citizens defending freedom. How fucking ironic. You claim to defend the freedom of citizens, and yet you are taking away the freedom for citizens to read Assassination Classroom. Tell me how that works. They announced on April the 10th that they were likewise planning to campaign for the removal of Matsui's manga from middle school libraries due to its violent and sexually explicit content. This is a nonpartisan issue, Citizens Defending Freedom's National Communications Director told Fox. We should all be able to agree that violence toward teachers and explicit sexual content is not something that schools should be glorifying or promoting, especially on taxpayer dollars. Understood about the whole explicit sexual content thing, right? Like if I went into my kid's middle school and high school that my kid was enrolled in and I saw, I don't know, Manga Sensei, I'd probably be like, you know what? I don't mind you reading that at home, or actually I do mind you reading it because of shit. I don't mind you reading that kind of content at home, but maybe not at a school. That might be a little bit weird. That might be a little too far. But I don't know what sexual content they're talking about in Assassination Classroom. Like, are they talking about this panel right here? A teacher advancing onto another teacher, you know, something that happens a lot in real schools as well. Like, yes, Shonen Jump does have a lot of sexual serializations out there. Think of Talaveru or Yuragiso no Yuna-san. Those are some quite sexual Shonen Jump manga serialized in the same magazine, but Assassination Classroom is nowhere near that level of explicit. In fact, I've read all the Assassination Classroom manga, and scenes like this come very, very far and few between. Like, I can maybe count on a single hand the number of scenes that are like this, or sexually explicit, so much so that like middle schoolers and high schoolers who are in the middle of puberty and who are exploring their sexuality won't be able to wrap their heads around because it's just too sexual. Like, do you think middle school kids and high school kids who are at the point in their lives where, for the most part, the majority of them are probably starting to discover sexuality and finding things like porn in their free time, because that's what kids of that age are doing, because everybody goes through that. That's what puberty is all about. Are going to look at a panel like this and being like, oh, it's too much. It's too much. It's corrupting the youths. No. And you know why? Because this, on the grander scale of things, is not even that sexual. This is not the first time Assassination Classroom has drawn the ire of American parents. In 2019, a concerned mother of a student at some school in New York complained about the series' references to classroom violence, which in turn resulted in the manga being pulled from the library's shelf. My biggest thing, it should have never been in that library, and I would love to know how it got there and who thought it was a good idea to do that. Clearly, a librarian with immaculate taste, that's who. As of the writing, Matsui's manga appears to have yet to be pulled from any Florida schools in relation to the above complaints. Yeah, you know why? Because I think everybody in Florida realizes how dumb of an argument that is. Clearly, they don't understand that there is a difference with just explicit material and violent material that is shown out of context as pure shock factor, and all of the above explained within the context of a fictional story. Again, this is going back to that whole thing of GTA and Manhunt being banned and parents having an upcry about it to Rockstar Games because it incites violence amongst the youths and corrupts the youths. Like, there's going to be so many people playing GTA going out there doing drive-bys and sneaking into the army base to shoot down a warship because they saw it on Grand Theft Auto. Curse you, Rockstar Games. When everybody knows that is not the case. And in the case with like the whole thing of, oh, what if people read Assassination Classroom and start shooting up schools? Well, hey, blame the kid, not the manga. Because I guarantee that out of all of the school shootings that have happened in America, it wasn't a result of them reading too much Assassination Classroom. Because if that was the case, then we would see a much higher rate of those kinds of incidences happening all over the world. And clearly, that is not happening. So everybody can tell you, you put one and one together. Assassination Classroom does not equal more violence in schools. What I can tell you is happening is that these parents who think they know what the hell they're talking about and who know the medium, even though they clearly have never read a single panel of Assassination Classroom, are looking at it on the surface. They probably just looked at a really crappy synopsis on My Anime List or something, or they heard about it through Chinese whispers and completely took the story out of context and went, what the So this is why schools are no longer safe spaces. This is why I never had any problems like this when I was in school. You know why? Because we didn't have this devil's Japanese comics in our school. That's why. This is the problem. Curse the Japanese. Like, I don't even know why I'm trying to argue this. I know everybody watching this video is clearly on my side on this. Like, anybody with a functioning brain and who has been on the internet and who has read a single volume or page of any manga ever can tell you that these two things do not correlate. And yet, for some reason, in 2023, even with infinite access to information through the internet, some people still don't seem to understand that. Especially in America, for some reason, still don't seem to understand that there is a thing called a cultural difference. I know, it's kind of wild to think that not every country in the world operates on the same values as America does. So yeah, we've seen this happen so many times in the past. If it wasn't American school boards of stressed out and clearly controlling mothers trying to ban manga and anime, it's been like government officials like the UN or the Australian government trying to ban these manga for clearly or apparent explicit content because it's corrupting the user or whatever. No, you're not trying to protect the kids. You're just trying to stay in control. You're just trying to control what kids are viewing. And unfortunately, in the day and age of the internet, that is very difficult to do. It really is just cringe to see these clueless parents trying to act like the cyber police because think of the children. No, dude, you're not thinking of the children. You're thinking about how to control the children to your likeness. Like, if they want to read Assassination Classroom, let them read Assassination Classroom. Dude, if I saw those parents who were complaining about Assassination Classroom in real life and I told them, dude, if you thought Assassination Classroom was bad, oh my god, I can't wait to show you the shit that I have seen in the manga world. You will actually shit your pants. Some manga that I have read in the past makes Assassination Classroom look like a Dr. Seuss book. So yeah, I'm praying to God that they really don't go through with this, and from the sounds of it, it doesn't seem like they're going to, but it is just also funny. You know, us as an anime community can collectively belly laugh at these dumb, uncultured people who try and think that, oh, this is causing this, when clearly they're shying away from the root of the problem. Because the root of the problem when it comes to school shootings and schools in America being an unsafe place for kids is not a result of Assassination Classroom. Anyone can tell you that. And if you don't understand that, then hey, maybe you should just stay off the internet. Just stay off the internet. Don't get things involved that clearly aren't involved because they fill your agenda. I've said this in so many videos in the years, just leave manga and anime alone. Can we do that? Can we do that, please? As a society, can we just leave manga and anime alone? Just let it do its thing. There is clearly a number of people who just want to enjoy the medium because it offers a new and fresh type of storytelling that no other medium has to offer to people all over the world. And they just want to enjoy it as a story on a piece of paper. And also, before I forget, it's also insane that they think that of all the manga series out there, of all of the media out there that is available in schools and is available on the internet for these middle schools and high schools to read, that they think Assassination Classroom is a direct result of depictions of violence in schools. Because if you've read Assassination Classroom, you don't even have to finish the whole thing. Even if you've read a couple of volumes of Assassination Classroom, you will know that the messaging behind Assassination Classroom is the literal opposite of that. Because the students who are initially trying to kill Koro-sensei find out just how much of a good teacher he is, just how much of an inspiration he is in the things that he teaches, in the values that he teaches to these students, and makes people realize that, hey, regardless of even if your teacher is kind of unconventional, or in this case, not even human, teachers can be influential in all shapes and sizes, and you should be respecting your teachers way more than you should be. Like the messaging behind Assassination Classroom couldn't be more of the opposite of what these parents are thinking it is about. They clearly just saw the title and got clickbaited into thinking that it had a negative connotation to it, which everyone who has read Assassination Classroom knows is the complete opposite. So yeah, I'm just gonna stop bitching about that. Dumb news. Hopefully these Florida parents get some education. You know, these kids of these parents should actually, you know, do a solid for the entire anime community and just be like, hey, mom, here's why you're fucking stupid and why Assassination Classroom is actually a really wholesome manga. Go read a book. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you think about this. And honestly, just leave manga and anime alone, for Christ's sake. My God, can we not just enjoy Assassination Classroom in peace, please? But anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smack my face right here to subscribe to the channel. Let's keep making big channel number go bigger. And over here next to my head, a couple more videos you can check out if you enjoyed this one. Links to my social media, as well as my Patreon if you'd like to support me directly, and my YouTube Shorts and TikTok page, all down in the description below. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.